Hello everybody, and welcome to my book nook. We are in it for the long haul because today we are going over all of the book news that happened in February. So, in case you guys cannot tell, this year is just an overall big reading year. And so I wanted to create a series of videos where I will help you guys keep up with what is happening in the book world. So we are kind of going in chronological order of like when things were announced or released or whatever, but also kind of not really. So just because I mention a certain author or a certain book or any of that, that does not mean I completely condone any of the books that are on this list. Obviously, some of them have not been released. Some of the authors I may not agree with. If I end up reading a book that is on this list, I will tell you whether or not this book has issues, which I mean, a lot of these books are by popular authors, and so they probably will have some issues. So now first, we have new Lynn Painter book cover announced. I really enjoy Lynn Painter. Her new book is called Fake Skating, and from what I understand, this is going to be an adult romance, but thanks to Reading Rosie, she has told us what chapters have spice. Maybe us Christian book influencers are actually doing some good in the world. Then Rebel Witch by Christina Ciccarelli was released in both the US and the UK, and I don't think there's any name changes between the US and the UK, and this series has been on my TBR. It does involve witches and all of that, and honestly I haven't heard really anything about Rebel Witch, whether or not it's good, whether or not it's bad. Just a lot of people cannot wait to read it. And then we have The Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This was just released, obviously, this month. From what I hear, this is her spiciest book, and I don't plan on reading it. The only book that I plan on reading by Ali Hazelwood, actually only two books, are Check and Mate and Bride, because I checked out The Love Hypothesis, and I got 2 chapters in, both times I tried to read it, and I just couldn't handle it. So I'm gonna stay away from Ali Hazelwood's more contemporary romances. I'm gonna try and see what her YA romance is like and what her paranormal romance is like. And now we have Daughter of No Worlds is officially going to be published by a publishing company. In case you don't know, Daughter of No Worlds is by the famous author Carissa Broadbent, who wrote The Serpent and the Wings of Night. And I just finished the Daughter of No Worlds trilogy. There is some spice, and it is an adult series, but it is really good, and I loved it. So this is officially going to be traditionally published, and I'm very excited for Carissa Broadbent. If you follow her newsletters, she gave a small sneak peek of what the cover is going to be like, and I think it's going to be gorgeous. And then we have the release of a book I cannot wait to read. It is called Wings of Starlight by Alison Saft, and this is officially published by Disney. I haven't really read any Disney books, but this is supposed to be a prequel to Tinkerbell, and it's supposed to be about Queen Clarion and her romance. And as a kid growing up, I loved Tinkerbell, and this is supposed to be a star-crossed lovers type of situation, forced proximity, and those are some of my favorite tropes. I love it. I love it. I cannot wait to get to this book, hopefully very soon. And then we have the announcement of a new TJ Klune book. In case you don't know, TJ Klune wrote The House on the Cerulean Sea, which I have on my TBR, but it's not like priority TBR. The name of this one is Bones Beneath My Skin. That is a very interesting title, in my opinion. It's a thriller about a 10-year-old girl. It's supposed to be historical fantasy, a gay romance. It should be interesting. I haven't read any TJ Klune, as mentioned. I do have The House on the Cerulean Sea on my TBR. It just sounds interesting. We will see what it's like. And then here we have where I am specifically applying. I do not condone any of the stuff in this book, but Scythe and Sparrow, book 3 in the Ruinous trilogy, was released. This is book 3. Now I'm remembering the second book. It's called Leather and Lark. But I don't remember the name of book 1. And I know at least book 1 is a serial killer romance, and I think this might also be a serial killer romance, and I'm not here for serial killer romances. I don't condone serial killing, and thus I'm never gonna read the series, ever. I'm just staying away from it. As a Christian, I don't think I should be reading a book where the main characters are serial killers. Now, with books like The Naturals, they are investigating serial killers. No, it's the opposite. Because this is about serial killers, which is a big no. It's a big no. I do condone letting out your emotions, but please do it in a way that's constructive to everyone. Okay? Please, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. And then now we have the new R.F. Kuang book, Catabasis. The cover was announced, and it is so pretty. I think this is supposed to be inspired by Greek mythology, and I do really enjoy R.F. Kuang. I am in the middle of the Poppy War. I'm about to finish book 2. I've read Babel, I've read Yellowface. Definitely go into books with some discretion. In Yellowface and the Poppy War, there's plenty of language. All of her books are adult, except, well, Babel is adult, but in the way that it's more geared towards adults. It doesn't have like really adult content, besides it does talk about drugs, and there's kind of an attempted rape, but that isn't in detail at all. Anyway, I really like R.F. Kuang, and as mentioned, I adore her. This book is called Catabasis. I have no idea how to pronounce that. If you guys know how to pronounce it, please let me know in the comments. Thank you. And then now we have First Time Caller by B.K. Borson was released, and this is another romance book that I cannot wait to read. This is supposed to be inspired by Sleepless in Seattle, and I do really enjoy that movie. What I know it's about this guy who works for a love hotline, and then this girl calls in asking for relationship advice for her mom, but the guy has kind of lost all hope for romance. And I think there's some fake dating from what I understand, and it sounds very interesting. And now we have The Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney was released. Alice Feeney is a popular thriller author. I have no idea what The Beautiful Ugly is about, except Sarah Crowley did really enjoy it. Yeah, I know nothing about what The Beautiful Ugly is about, but it does, I think it's on my TBR. I think it is. I don't know. I'm not gonna check. So, and then another book release was The Figures by Elaine Fargo. This sounds honestly so interesting. From what I understand, is if you liked, not Carrie Soto's Back, but a book by the same author, and it's about a band, and I cannot think of the name, but if you know what I'm talking about, then from what I hear, you will enjoy it. And it's about two figure skaters, and it in the Olympics, and it's kind of told in a past and present timeline, where in the present they broke up, and then in the past timeline we are seeing why they broke up, from what I understand. And then now moving on to the next book, the new Chloe Gong book cover was revealed. Chloe Gong is a famous historical fantasy author. She wrote Our Violent End and Foul Lady Fortune, and, well, actually I'm reading Our Violent End, and Our Violent End is book 2 after These Violent Delights, and Foul Lady Fortune is a sequel series to These Violent Delights, and so her new book is apparently a cyberpunk sci-fi, and it's called Cold Wire. Oh, and on the cover, like between cold and wire, I will put it up here somewhere, It says "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." I love that song. It's a really good song. Yes, I'm here for the cover. I don't love it, but I'm here for the "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" part. And then more in the Christian fiction fantasy circle, we have Aaron Phillips, who wrote A Bond of Briars and A Crown of Chains, which are both biblical dark fantasy retellings. We have The Betrayal of Eden cover was announced. This, from what I hear, is a gender-swapped retelling of The Count of Monte Cristo. I love the movie. I have not read the book. I will read the book before reading this. I promise. I can promise that. No, I can't. But I'm telling myself that. Anyway, I really want to read this. The cover is gorgeous. I could imagine it being like a very gorgeous hardcover. It has like gold and like it's set against dark brown / black, and it looks so pretty. And then we have This Woven Kingdom book 4 cover reveal, and it was also announced that when it was gonna be released, and the title was announced. All of this is by Tahara Mafi. So it is called Every Spiral of Fate, and the cover is gorgeous. It has like pink flowers. It has kind of like a bluish green background, and it has a dragon, and it has rings. I wonder what those rings could be. I have not started this series, but I do really want to read it. I really enjoy Shatter Me series. There is language and there are fade to black scenes. And from what I hear, this series could also have spice, but I really want to read it. It looks so good, honestly. And it is coming on September 30th. So I have until September 30th to catch up on this series. And then more in regards to the film side of the book community, Hulu canceled the ACOTAR show because it was about to lose its rights. From what I understand, in regards to movies and book adaptations, I think depending on the contract, you have the rights for a certain number of years, and if you don't make the movie by the time those rights expire, then the company could lose a lot of money. So it honestly makes kind of sense based on that why they would really cancel it. But also I'm kind of sad for them because it would have also made them a lot of money, because think of the number of people who love ACOTAR, and then think of all of the people who would buy Hulu specifically to watch ACOTAR. It would make them so much money. And so I think if they would have worked on it earlier, it would have made them a lot of money. And then also Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales was released. I read the first book in the Emily Wilde series last month, and it was really good. And I cannot wait to read book 2. I'm waiting for the audiobook to come in, and I really enjoyed it. It's adult, but as with Babel, it's adult only in the sense that it's geared towards adults, and there's not really any content from what I remember. It's a cozy fantasy. That's all there is to it. It's very cute. It's very cute. So there was a new Olivia Blake book that was announced, and it's called Girl Dinner, and I have no idea what it's about. I think it's a thriller, and it says on the cover, "Good girls deserve a treat," and it has a fork with blood on it. I do like mystery thrillers. I haven't read a lot of them. I'm working on not reading as much fantasy, but still I read a lot of fantasy. I'm a fantasy girly through and through. I love a good romance though. I don't read a lot of romance, but I love a good romance. Anyway, we have a new Holly Jackson book that is coming in July, and it is coming on July 17th, and it's called Not Quite Dead Yet. And I really like the cover. I love like the blue, and I think it's a very good cover. I think that's a tree on it. I don't know. Can't decide. My brain is not braining at the moment. Yeah, it was a good book. It's gonna be a good book. I've only read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but I hope to read Five Survive and The reappearance of Rachel Price soon. Well, Survive is going to be in the summer because from what I hear, it is about a summer road trip. But then the reappearance of Rachel Price I could start this year, or this spring, sorry. And now we have Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This is book 2 after Bride. So the cover was announced and the book itself was announced. I do like the green on the cover. Can't say I'm a big fan of the white. Could have been better if they had done lighter green mountains that would kind of match the color of the middle of Mate. Kind of done something slightly better with the moon, but I do understand what they were going for with the wolf outline. And it is coming October 7th. I do want to read this, as I mentioned. I can't say I'm a fan of Ali Hazelwood, but I do want to read this. And then Metal Slinger, which has gained a whole lot of hype ever since Emmy Rossum read it, because that's how it sometimes works. If a popular booktuber slash like influencer reads and really enjoys a certain book, other people are going to read it most likely. And yeah, I have seen this book all over, and it is becoming traditionally published. Also, book 2 was recently announced this month, and it is called Light Wielder. We have no more information on that. We don't have a cover, or I don't think we have a release date either. And then very recently, at the end of February, a new Rick Riordan book was announced. And this one we follow Nico and I assume Will. I haven't gotten too far in the Rick Riordan universe. I've only read until The Blood of Olympus at this moment. But he has this series where we follow Nico and Will, and this also has Hazel on the cover. He did announce the cover. And the book is called The Court of the Dead. We can assume it is called Court of the Dead because Nico and Hazel are both kids of Hades / Pluto in Hazel's case. And it is coming September 23rd of this year. Again, I do have some time to catch up on this. I hope to fully catch up to Rick Riordan's books by college. So I have a little bit of time, but we shall see. We shall see. So anyway, that is all that we have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It did not take as long to film as I thought. And if you want to check out more of my videos, I should have 1 or 2 videos up here. What I do on BookTube is I go over all of the amazing content stuff that you might have problems with. So for example, I say if a book has any language, any sex, or even to what extent the romance goes. So like if there's kissing, some making out, all of that lovely stuff. And also I mention if there might be some certain things or certain things that the characters do that certain people might disagree with or like just have a problem with, so that they can know what to avoid in the future. I basically call myself the plugged in of BookTube. And I hope to see you guys very soon. I love you all. Thank you for watching through the entire video. If you stayed until the end, maybe comment a wolf emoji to represent the new Ali Hazelwood book. And I will see you guys very shortly. Goodbye.